Okay, guys. Welcome to the introductory session for the Bod Squad. This is the New Year, New You program. So it's going to be a little bit different, Daniel, than what you've experienced before, and you're definitely going to benefit from all the things that you went through before, and you can definitely get some, give your mom some help from time to time because of your experience. Do you know if Wade is going to be participating or at least joining in on the meals or?
Shadowing, as he likes to call it.
Yeah, it sounds like he said he might try and shadow.
Oh,
We'll
he's going
see.
to shadow. Okay. Definitely it's always easier if the family participates. Or at least
Yes.
doesn't get in the way. And especially if you're like, one of your assignments is to make a clean out of the pantry and then, shop and meal prep and kind of get the kitchen ready for everything. And if everybody's on board, it just makes it a lot easier. I guess Jennifer, you were on the outside looking in, so you know that there were things you probably had to cooperate with in some way or another when they were trying to set things up. So now you're the one that needs to get the job done, and Wade will have to step up and cooperate. I'm sure it'll be no problem. Trinity has a very large family, and I think that she said her dad is gonna to either shadow in with her or actually actively participate with her. And her dad and I are friends from way back, so I'll be helping them as much as necessary as well. So anyway, hopefully you guys got a chance to watch the introductory videos from Aaron. Just as an introduction, Aaron is the head of Atomic Nutrition, and that's the company that we have partnered with to put this whole program together. So we've been working together with them for about 10 months now, and it's a very good partnership. It's a great program with a lot of great information, and she's got a lot of good expertise, and I have access to her on a daily basis. If I send her a text, I get an answer within the hour.
Oh,
So,
wow. Yeah.
so if you guys have ever have any issues or questions or need to know something more about a particular subject, then I can either help you directly or I can get help from headquarters, if you will. So anyway, her videos are really good. They're very self-explanatory, if you will, and they explain the point system and the lean body protocol and all the tools that you're looking at. Have you guys had a chance to get through all the videos?
I think so. There's only like three, isn't there? Two or three?
Yeah, exactly. So you have watched them already?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any questions or concerns or observations that you want to share from those?
Dan. Dan is shaking his head.
Okay, shaking his head no. I can't see. Dan, you need to sit closer to your mom.
Yep. Come
She
on.
she will not bite. This is
Oh.
this is a chance for y'all to bond. There you go. That's even better. You're making me jealous now. Okay. So you guys, you're set on your points. So you now know that you've aligned yourself with a nutrition guide that's designed with that point number in mind. And that's going to start you on your journey for your meal prepping and your consumption of the food every day. We have the luxury of making adjustments to the point system whenever we have to, but we don't want to do it very often. We want to get at least a week of data, if not more, before we make any decisions on that. We've had well over 30 people in the program. So the general feedback we've gotten after week one is that, oh my gosh, it's so much food. I don't know if I can eat all this food. And we've also seen, Dan, I don't know if you remember or if you experienced this directly, but in the first week, we seem to have gotten most of the dramatic body changes. If you look at the data, we did see movement on the weight and on the percent body fat in week one that looked pretty dramatic. And I think that has a lot to do with water weight and gastrointestinal effects from the change in food. So you guys might see that as well. Anyway, the program message is to try to stay on the plan and eat everything you're supposed to eat, at least in the first week. And then if you're just really having trouble, or if you've got a discomfort from it, we can make an adjustment. But there hasn't been a single person that's complained about not having enough to eat or being hungry. And that's kind of cool for a diet program, which is basically what this is. It's a nutrition program, but it's a program where it's designed to help you to lose fat weight and to build muscle mass, but to never be hungry in the process is kind of cool. You saw the Lean Body Resources Guide, watched the video on that. That's got a lot of, Jennifer, you've been in the kitchen for a long time, like Tracy and I have. And you may have a lot of tricks of the trade like that already, but a lot of people don't. And part of their struggle in life has been that they haven't been comfortable in the kitchen. They haven't felt competent. They haven't been able to whip things together quickly and do a good job of that. And they haven't been able to utilize the various resources that are out there for people to make good eating decisions. The things I like about the Lean Body Resources, the things that catch my eye, first of all, having a shopping list is always useful, especially for people that like Trinity, who's going to be learning all this for the first time. She's a teenager, and she's going to be on her own in a few years, and hopefully we'll teach her how to take care of herself in the kitchen. But to have the shopping list, and then the quick and easy meal ideas for 3 points, for 2 points, for 4 points, for whatever, is really cool, because it's a very fast way to make a decision. Just jump on one of those and make it happen. Cooking tips are cool. The spices, learning more about the spices is extremely, I think, valuable. And you'll learn about sauces later on as well, and all kinds of ways to make, that same chicken that you're cooking every night or every other night, make it taste completely different, like it's on a different planet, just based on how you prepare it, and also how you season it, and how you create sauces with it. Cooking vegetables is something that a lot of people don't really understand, at least going into this program. And once you learn how to cook vegetables in the way that you like, then every single vegetable out there can be delicious. And y'all might have experienced some of that when Wade and Dan were in the program too. You can basically roast just about anything that's green, all the way from green beans to kale, and you can make it taste as addicting as potato chips when you're done. So anyway, there's a lot of resources there. Protein bowls, those are really cool. I like those too. Again, fast, easy ways to skin the cat when it's time to put something together. The meal prepping is really important. Jennifer, have you ever done anything like that for other programs, or just on your own, like getting ready for the week by doing a little bit of prepping ahead of time? And I guess Dan's still in the room. I don't see Dan anymore.
He's right
There he
there.
is. Okay. Dan.
Snuggle.
Okay.
So we always have a menu with a grocery list.
Uh-huh.
And what's the number one thing I say when there's what's not on the grocery list? Put it on the list. Yeah. So they're pretty well trained ish.
Okay. Good.
They at least know about it. And then and by buying ahead means we don't, I usually I try to make it twice a week. So that the vegetables and the meats are a little fresher.
Okay, great. Yeah.
So we already kind of do that. Now I haven't been real great about like kind of the factory line where you have 7 meals and you prep them all on Sunday, and I have an aversion to leftovers.
So does it
And it feels like,
do you think of it? So if you cook stuff and put it in Tupperware, is it in the back of your mind, oh no, this is a leftover now?
Yeah,
Okay, because you like really fresh food.
I do. And we pretty much, that's what we do.
Yeah.
A
So
lot of, so, I mean, I'm like, I'm gonna have to really think of how I'm gonna do this for Tuesdays and Thursdays because I teach at the college, and it's
Right.
from and my classes are from 8 a.m. to 2:15
Yeah.
p.m. and I have a 15-minute lunch break in between. There's 3 hour
Wow.
lunch,
How
but I
generous.
can't leave the class. Hmm?
I said, how generous.
Yeah, so basically it's long enough for me to go pee.
Oh boy. So what do you
Um,
teach? I didn't even know you taught
oh
there.
yeah, I teach environmental science.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah. So I did find that there is a refrigerator just on the other side of the uh, hallway from
Yeah.
where we're kind of across the lobby from where my classroom is, and a microwave.
Yeah. So
So
you're gonna want to find at least some way of getting a snack in during that break or getting a lunch in during that break and then having that ahead of time prepared.
yeah, well, because what I've like last week, what I was finding is I would wait till I got home, but usually I'd like have to run one errand on the way, so I wouldn't have lunch until like 3 o'clock, and I was
Right.
starving. That's even with like a snack um during that break. Um, and none of them were real great snacks, but not like unhealthy bad, but just not very filling.
Yeah, and here's the deal. Here's one thing that you will have to train yourself on, and that is that every single snack has to be macro balanced for the program to work. In
Yeah.
other words, you can't just have a couple of carrots as your snack. You need to have a fat source, a healthy fat source, of course, a healthy protein source, and a healthy carbohydrate source. And
Yes.
that's the whole principle of the program. Every single meal and every single snack is macro balanced. Do you think that'd be possible?
Oh yeah. Well, and I mean, part of what I was concerned about was like, I can't take like cheese or eggs or so like some of the things that I would typically grab because they need to be refrigerated, and I want to have
Right.
like, I always worry about with those, even with a like an insulated lunchbox or with cold packs.
Yeah. So
I did.
if you have those tools, then it's just getting into the habit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so really that was my first initial concern was um I was gonna make sure I made that work. And then I think actually now after finding on Thursday, finding that refrigerator and microwave were on my own floor. I knew they had them in faculty workrooms. I just didn't realize there was one on my floor.
Yeah.
So usually I was like, so we're in the I'm at University Park, so that's the old Hewlett Packard buildings. And so it is just amazing. You're like, and they have, I think, all of the floor, all 8 floors in 2 of the buildings. So you're just like all over the place. And plus another building. It's basically 3 of those like 20 buildings are
Okay.
University Park. It's crazy.
Okay. So you'll have some challenges and you're going to have some tools to overcome those challenges. So
Yes.
yeah, just and just we're going to be interested in hearing. Okay, Thursdays, but you're home from all of that in the afternoon, in the evening.
Well, and see, that's the thing is, so um he's supposed to go riding. Dan gets home at little just after 3, like 3:04.
Hmm.
And I try to have us leave by 4 o'clock. Um, so about an hour, give him about an hour to kind of decompress before we go to the bar.
Okay.
Um, so that's when I've been like shoving a lunch in my face,
Okay.
is in
Yeah.
that time. So I gotta, you know, make sure which would probably be like for my midday larger meal be fine. Maybe combine that with like the afternoon snack and make my morning snack a little more substantial, like two
Right.
points instead of 1 point.
Right.
Also, I have I don't know how I'm gonna do 19 points. I mean, I watched
Now you're going to do what? You're going to do what?
19 points.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling like, the amount that Wade was eating at 17 seemed like an obnoxious amount.
Yeah.
Uh,
You want to just experiment with a smaller number and see how that goes, and then make an adjustment
yeah,
from there. What do
I
you
think
think?
so. Do you think,
15?
well, so Dan's doing 15 and Wade did 17.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking 17.
17?
Yeah.
Let's try that, and we can make an adjustment up or down from that.
Okay.
Okay, let's just try that for starters. Now,
Yeah.
the thing that there's kind of a wild card in there, and that's the setting on my on our scale, the athlete mode versus the standard mode, and that has a big effect on the percent body fat calculation.
Yeah.
So, and that body fat calculation goes into the points calculation. So it could be erring on the side of it makes sense. It would make sense if it is erring on that side to drop the count from 19 to 17. That's not a huge drop. So why don't we
Yeah.
see how that works, and then we'll make an adjustment.
Okay.
The thing and the thing that makes it hard for people to eat all the food, because they're not used to eating healthy food with healthy fats and good high fiber carbohydrates. And you guys are probably already along that path more than others are. So maybe you won't see as big of it won't be as big of a struggle for you folks.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Like Wade and I, we've both done like the whole paleo, and
yeah,
which is kind of along those same lines. It's not as strict and other similar.
yeah, yeah. So the other challenge is you're going to have daily lessons. I'm sure you saw those guys watching and reading their daily lessons. Sometimes there's a video, sometimes it's just a page or half a page of information. Sometimes there's an action item that you have to address. Usually everything goes pretty fast, but if you, the people, it's clear in my mind now, having had 30 some odd people do this program, that the people that follow that to a T are the ones that have the most success. And Dan had a lot of success. He followed it to a T. And and we're going to get him back on the track of making good food and snack choices. And I think he's gonna benefit a lot. He doesn't need to lose a lot of weight. I don't think he needs to lose any weight. He just needs to build more muscle mass as he grows, and then eat clean so that he sleeps better and has less inflammation, etc. So those things will come naturally. I want to mention that I've got a spreadsheet put together. Let me see if maybe I could even show it to y'all. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I've got it up here. Let me do this right quick. I'm going to share my screen and show you a couple things. So are you guys on a phone right now?
Yep.
Yes.
So I don't know if this is going to show very well, but can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I can zoom in.
Okay, so zoom in on the upper left corner of the spreadsheet that you see there. And this is the setup that I have for the points program. This is where I'm going to be putting in all the information on y'all's statistics that I have now. And then the starting weight, starting body fat, the end of 6-week weight and body fat, and we'll be doing some points calculations based on those deltas. And then every week you're responsible for doing a weigh-in. Every week you're responsible for doing a check-in with me. And that's where you and I either sit down or have a text call or some sort of feedback back and forth, where we share what's going on and what challenges you have, and we dialogue on those challenges. We have a weekly check-in on the workouts that you're getting. So we're looking for 3 workouts a week, and we've already decided, I think, that a good hard workout for a horse is a good hard workout for the rider too, right?
Oh, yeah.
You tell me that it counts, it'll count. Every time you participate in our Thursday Zoom call, you get a point for that. And if you cannot make the Thursday 7:30 Zoom call, but you will, or that you follow up afterwards by watching the video of the Zoom call, then you'll get your point. So on those nights where there's a scheduling problem, We're still going to have the Zoom call. There will be a video with a short summary in the intro to the video on what the topics were. And if you watch that Zoom call, just let me know that you've watched it, and then you're good to go. The next thing on the list is a challenge. Okay, and there's going to be a weekly challenge. The week 1 challenge is actually a 6-week challenge. Dan, you remember what it is?
The 5K rowing, 40K,
50K row, and you get credit for each 5K increment that you do. So if you end up getting only 5K, you'll get a point. If you do 10K, you'll get 2 points, and so on. And then the running as well. And if you guys just be the judge on the calorie consumption equivalent of an hour of horseback training. What does that compare to? If you can help me out with that, we'll give you credit for that as well. So just figure that out, do that math.
I did figure that out at one point, so I need to find where, because I think actually Fitbit
it's done that, yeah.
Yeah, Fitbit actually.
Yeah, so you could do that. So run those calcs and let me know, and then we'll give you the proper credit for that. So that's that. I also want to show you this tool that we have in the MyCoach app that you guys now have. It's called the Community, and this is basically our private Facebook page. I'm just going to scroll real fast. We're not going to really stop on anything, but I want to show you how many times people have taken photos of their food and made comments or asked questions, and we were able to dialogue about that. And this is a very, very useful tool for us to share what's going on back and forth. So if you guys get a chance, I think you have access all the way through the history like I do right now. If you don't, we'll try to figure that out and make sure it happens. But these are the past participants. It's showing you different, like if they came up with something like this one here is a great looking.
It's not scrolling. Oh, here it is. I found it. Never mind.
Okay, so you should be able to scroll all the way down. If you go down far enough, you're going to see, I'm going to give you a little preempt that you're going to be doing one of these things in a future challenge, and that is taking a picture of your meal prep and posting it here. So I don't see an example of that yet, but there's some really good meal preps in here. One of them was done by this was one here, Michael Marchand. You see this one coming up?
Yeah.
So this is how a farmer meal preps, a guy that does his own butchering and grows his own, grows his own food and vegetables, does his own puree. So this guy had it made. This is like the cat's meow of meal prepping there. So anyway, but other people were, they do this, they showed it, they took a picture and they posted it on the community section. So some of your challenges will require that you post results to this community thing. And I think you're going to find that reading through it and then staying up with it with our Bod Squad group will be very useful for you. So here's a look at the members of the Bod Squad. Trinity's here, Jennifer, Daniel's here, and then Kevin, Luis, and Jeff are going to be, they're in our Ascend group. They're going to be, at least one or two of them will attend the Thursday PM Zoom calls, and they'll be available for Q&A. And that's going to be great because these guys have had great experience and lots of it with this program. So they're going to be a super good resource for y'all as well. And then lastly, in your, I don't know if I can find it super quick, but in each of your individual, actually it's not there. In each of your individual metrics, you'll find your photo logs. If I can find that quickly, let's see if we can find Daniel right quick. So here's Daniel's photos. So he's going to have a food log section, and that's here. And then he's going to have a progress section, which is here. So he's got the progress photos from what we just took the other day. I don't know. Didn't you do this before, Daniel, or did you skip that out? Did you not have that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
they weren't in there.
Yeah, I mentioned that I couldn't find them.
Okay. I wonder, I'll have to look into that. Did you do it before? Did you actually take photos before?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Wade made a comment about him never having his shirt off, but doing it.
Okay. So I want to mention the food log. This is a very useful tool for our conversations. If you guys have questions about, well, why am I not seeing progress on something, or any other questions, if I can go to your food log and see what's, what your typical meals have looked like, then that's going to help me to understand what your issues may be. So this is a place where you can put as much information as you want in here. Just take a picture of your food, occasional plate or whatnot. You can use this as much as you want to, but the more you use it, the more data we'll have to share back and forth on what's going on there. So anyway, that's
And that food log is only photos, right? It's not
yeah, the food
actual logging.
yeah,
of
you can
individual.
you can food log you can food log other ways with other tools. This is a photo food log here.
Okay.
And that's the fastest way to get the information. And we can tell a lot. I mean, I don't know if you remember Patricia, she was in the first bot squad. She was really struggling with reaching her goals. And so I said, well, let's take a look at some of your food log photos. And have I told you this story before? She showed me a plate of food and said, here's one. And she was real proud of it because it was ornamentally prepared and it looked very, very healthy, but it was about literally 50% fruit. So she was getting most of her, in this case, practically all of her carbohydrate points from fruit. And there's too much sugar in that. So she was missing her targets because she was eating too much fruit. So anyway, we were able to figure that out with the food logs.
I saw that was it the Lean Body Guide? So they had adjusted for that's why there's the different categories of carbohydrates and they have recommendations.
Right.
Not like timing specifically, but recommendations to make sure you're not overdoing it on the fruit. Because that is easy. I mean, just to grab an apple or berries or whatever and just eat those as compared to having to prepare.
And those are great for your micronutrients. There's just too much sugar and doing too much of it. Yeah. So you have to manage that to some extent. Anyway, that's the bulk of what I wanted to talk about tonight. It sounds like you guys are well on your way. We're going to have our next meeting just in a few days, this coming Thursday. And that'll be our first group meeting, hopefully with Kevin and Jeff and maybe Luis as well. And we'll see how you're doing in your first week. So watch read all the lessons, watch all the videos, get your meal prepping done, and I think you guys are gonna love this program. You're gonna have great success with it. I will see you
it is 6 p.m. on Thursday, right?
No, 7:30.
Oh, 7:30?
Yeah.
7:30 on Thursday. Okay.
I also have a question. How many points is like a slice of bread?
I think I would have to look that up. Let me make a note to answer that question. I don't have it off the top of my head. There's probably a notation on that in your food list. So, or some way of figuring that out. Let me look that up. Okay. Oh, by the way, on the 7:30 Thursday, since it's just the two of you in Trinity, if a situation comes up where it makes more sense for us to change that, we can make a modification there and we'll do so.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I'll see you hopefully tomorrow.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. See you then. Bye-bye.